Hear from University of Minnesota graduate students as they explain their biomedical research in under 3 minutes to a non-scientist audience. Learn about the latest research in cell biology, genetic and neurological diseases, microbiology, cancer, and immunology in this special event 3-minute thesis presentation.
The 3-minute thesis competition was actually developed by the University of Queensland in Australia. Students are really challenged to give an oral presentation on the significance of their thesis research in 3 minutes or less with only one PowerPoint slide to a non-scientific audience.
And we try to simplify it enough that a scientist who doesn't study Alzheimer's, for instance, in my case, someone who studies something else can understand what I'm saying, but isn't going to think that I'm dumbing it down and insulting their intelligence.
Being able to explain your science to other scientists who are not in your discipline is becoming an even more important skill today because of the interdisciplinary nature of biomedical research today, the fact that a lot of our advances are being done in team science formats where you bring together scientists from different disciplines.
And then can also be helpful, like networking with other people in the future and communicating your ideas quickly but effectively.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's wonderful to give scientists and most specifically to graduate students an opportunity to practice talking to the public about their research.
There are so many examples in my professional life where you need to distill very complex information down into an easily understandable form. And that's not just, for example, communicating to the public, but when you're writing a grant application or you're presenting your work in front of a conference.
It's great to have experts in so that museum visitors can see what scientists look like and what scientists do. And to be a participant in society, you need to understand science, and hopefully at the museum we can ignite that spark so that people are really interested in science.
I was a total science nerd, and I was always at the Science Museum. I was always collecting bugs in the front yard. And I think that things like this and the Science Museum in general definitely shaped my scientific career. Absolutely.
So a number of our graduate students volunteer at the Science Museum and man some of the exhibits here. The reality is that the scientific research that we're all doing is really paid for by the taxpayers through our NIH federal grants and research grants. And we as scientists really have an obligation to be able to explain what we're doing and why it's important and why people should care about it. And the 3-minute thesis competition at a venue like this is a really great way for us to kind of hopefully inspire people, get them to appreciate the work that we're doing, and for the younger people in the audience, maybe get them to think about pursuing science and research as a potential career down the line.
I thought it was challenging but fun, and overall just really happy that